It all starts, of course, with how we approach and catch the horse. That is the very first beginning of contact. And I always try to invite them into my bubble, and so that it becomes their idea to be caught, and also they put their nose into the halter. And this is, of course, the perfect situation, and it works best if you are completely in the moment with them. And here I'm haltering Billy, using the same consistency and the same handling techniques, which is really nice for the horses because they can count on you for that. And it shows because they're comfortable with the whole process. Mama is close by, and she always keeps an eye on everything, which is lovely. And then as I'm approaching Yukon, I notice that he's not really interested. He's more interested in the volunteers haltering the other horses in the distance. And so I again use the same technique. Standing behind his front feet, ask him to put his head in the halter. And you can see that Yukon is somewhat cooperating with me, but he does easily wander off with his thoughts. There you go. So I try to keep his attention on me in a passive, persistent way, and then we're ready to walk off. And here I'm demonstrating how Billy is getting used to the ropes from both sides, also over his head, and you can see that he's completely comfortable with all this. And it's a good way to grow their confidence. And follow the feel of a rope is an exercise meant for the horse to solve a puzzle. At the same time, it is great for you to discover what kind of horse you're dealing with. And you can see that it is a combination of actions. Jessie and I are demonstrating the front quarter yield here, which is an important exercise. Many horses push with their shoulders into you, and it's one of the first things we try to establish with the ground exercises. Here you can see Noha at liberty in the round pen to make a connection with her through my body language. And you can see she is quite responsive, which right brain horses usually are. They really look for leadership, and she is about to start following me really quickly. But first I just want to check to see if she can accept the rope. I have a lariat in my hand, and I'm just touching her everywhere with it. And then I'm going to see if she can yield her hindquarters. And then, yeah, that's a good job. And then she tries immediately bringing her right eye to me, so she moves a little bit with her front quarters, and then when I walk away, she follows me immediately. And this is after maybe 2 circles in the round pen, which is really great. Yeah, again, Noha really loves to make connections. And then in this exercise, we're doing front and hind quarter yields with Noha, and you can see that she is doing most of the exercise in a bit of a fearful mode because her head is still up, and so she's extremely alert. That's why she's doing everything at a trot, a real right brain horse, I would say. Here she still tries to stay connected to me, but she spooks a little because of the tarp. Noha demonstrates that even after a spook she can stay connected to me. Here we have the teeter-totter, which is presented to her for the first time. Here you can see she's trying to offer me one more time the teeter-totter, but I actually want her to go over the tarp, which she also willingly does. And then we walk off to one of the barrels to demonstrate a nice hind quarter and a front quarter yield. And again, she is doing everything in a very, very nice way. And here she is calmer. Her head even comes down a little bit. And then we do some sideways. There's quite a few different obstacles here. But she's still connected and doing it really nice. And so you can see that it doesn't really matter what kind of exercises you do, as long as your principles stay the same. Here we have Cochise, who's a right brain horse as well, and he is doing the weaving game. I use a lot of drive and draw to help him understand the exercise, and at the end he is a little reluctant to finish the turn, so I'm being passive persistent here. You can see that I'm waiting for him so that he can finish off the turn, and then we continue with our exercise. So right brain horses really appreciate us waiting, and they can figure out the exercise and grow more confident. And Billy stands nicely ground tight for the grooming. And then we are starting the saddling process, and you can see that now he's becoming a little bit unsure about the whole process. So I'm helping him becoming a little bit more confident about it, so I can finish the saddling. In the background you can see Laura having a really nice energy with Cochise, and she's moving backwards by drawing Cochise in. Very nice. Having a little moment here with Billy, and you can see that he yawns quite a bit, so there was stress involved with the saddling, and it all comes out now. Lara, one of our volunteers, came up with a great idea of using the yellow and the blue poles in a frame format, and we use these poles quite often, and it has a more purpose now with doing hindquarters and front quarter yields, and you can really see that the horses start to feel the messages through the rope going to their feet. And I'm sitting on the fence doing my last checkups to pretend like I'm mounting Billy for the very first time. So this was an overview of different ground exercises with many obstacles. So I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for next time.